So now that we've gone through a loan calculator, you know what it would look like for a lot of pieces and variables. What I want to show you is what it looks like over each year. And I think this is important because when you're creating a loan calculator or when you're looking at a loan, it's important to note that you pay more interest up front in the first half of your loan, and then you start paying more towards principal or the actual loan amount of what you borrowed at the end of your loan. And so you just need to recognize this because sometimes it's important for you to see what it would do over the course of time. For instance, I have refinanced my home. I had to do the math on figuring out if it would be worth my while to take a closing cost of a couple $1,000s, include that in my cost to reduce my rate and reduce my number of years over the course of my loan. And it was, in fact, beneficial for me to do that. But if I hadn't looked at a loan amortization table, I wouldn't have known that that's what it was going to be for me. And if you don't understand that piece of it, then you could be getting money taken away from you, or you may not pay attention to what you're doing. And knowing how that interest really racks up over time is really important for you to understand. So I'm going to go down here below my total cost, and I'm going to go ahead and put amortization table. Now, amortization is just a really big word for showing how something, grows and changes over time with a loan. And inside of our amortization table, we're going to be looking at the different years that you have. So we're going to look at like what happens in year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4. And we're going to know at the beginning of the year, what was my balance? What did I owe? Right? So what was that beginning balance? And then I'm going to go ahead and take row 11 right here. I'm going to select the whole row, and I'm going to actually word wrap it up in alignment so that way that wraps into the cell. And then I'm going to go ahead and do ending balance. What's remaining, right? So I know, like, what did I owe at the beginning of the year? What do I owe at the end of the year? What did I pay on principal? So paid on principal, which means towards the borrowed amount, right? So what have I actually paid towards what I borrowed? And then what was my total interest paid for the year? So what did I pay to the bank that they took as a profit? So when making an amortization table, you need to know the years. What was the beginning balance? What was the ending balance? What did you pay towards the amount you borrowed? And what did you pay for interest for them? I'm going to take my amortization table and I'm going to make that kind of like a title. So I'm going to merge that across and give it a title. And then I'm going to make these bold real quick and center them just for me to see. Okay.